later. You'll have to excuse me if I sound like Lindsay Lohan. I've had a couple. We had photos 5 hours ago, and I'm retarded. Tom McInerney's wedding speech by Gabriel Island. I first met Tom McInerney on the telephone 15 years ago. It was the start of grade 9 at Xavier College. I was in my study looking out the window, and my assistant, Jasnam, came and handed me a message and said, "Call 95928930. Some bloke called, but didn't leave his name. So I called the number. "Hello? Brighton residence? Lady of the house speaking." I was like, holy shit. I've just called the fucking Queen. Pause for laughter. Then I heard, "Mum, give me the phone. That's Gab's Island." I said, "G'day, mate." He said, "G'day, Gabs. It's Tommy." I said, "G'day, Tommy. Who the hell are you?" He said, "I'm the bloke who looks like KD Lang." I sit next to you in media studies, and I need to borrow your camera for a project. Tommy didn't give me the camera back, the prick. But it's okay, because I pinched it off Frank Natali. At the time, I didn't realise it, but this was effectively the start of an amazing friendship that hasn't wavered over 15 years. Ian and Colleen, your daughter today married a bloke without a bad bone in his body. Certainly he's got high cholesterol. And big bones. And probably gout. But certainly no bad bones. My mate Tommy McInerney has never uttered a bad word about anybody, except our arch nemesis, El Segundo. We hate that horse's guts. In fact, Tommy is furious at him. Tommy and I have gambled our entire life savings on that horse. So Tom has gambled my entire life savings on that horse. And the only day that stupid mutt got up and won, we went on it. Why, you all ask, waving your fists in the air? Why were we not on that horse? Every time we backed it, it came second. But the one day it won, we weren't on it. I'll tell you why. We were stuck in a 1982 Toyota Camry station wagon, driven by Will Island. Will was driving Tom and myself from the Portsea pub to the Malvern Vale. It was a hot day, and Tommy was unsettled in Portsea, and he asked to be driven back to Melbourne. Our stinky pants driver, Will Island, clearly wasn't concerned, as we were, that we wouldn't be sinking frothies at the Malvern Vale. And in fact, our horse was about to jump. Fair enough, Will, your car is slower than Brendan Favola. And the front windscreen is held together by duct tape. But did we have to stop off at Phillip Bowen to see the penguins? Tommy doesn't even like penguins, they scare him. That's probably the most stress I've ever seen Tom McInerney. He never gets stressed. Once we were at the Melbourne airport, waiting to board a flight to Perth, and over the PA we heard, last and final call for Team McAtini and Gabriel Eland. And we're like, ha ha, check out those dickheads. Looking for some sort of exotic couple. Then we realised it was us. After 5 more frothies, Tom got on the flight. And wasn't that flight a debacle? Poor Tommy and I got squeezed next to Nick McInerney on a 4-hour flight to Perth. You would have thought that the airline had waived Nick's rights to breathe the way he was carrying on. 4 hours without one of his precious Winnie Blue ciggies, and the bloke was about ready to bring the entire flight down. At one stage we even caught him trying to suck the smoke out of the smoked salmon. Poor Tommy nearly got deep brain thrombosis. When we landed, Nick called for the Christopher Skase wheelchair and oxygen masks. Pause for laughter. I haven't taken many things serious in my life, and I've made more mistakes than the Australian Labor Party. However, this has never fazed nor worried my mate Tom McInerney. Michael, your son would make a shit judge. He doesn't have a judgmental soul in his body. Tommy inhabits an infectious, carefree attitude to life. In a time of so much uncertainty, the GFC, global warming, Collingwood winning premierships and a female Prime Minister, we need blokes like Tommy. Tommy's the sort of bloke that will meet you at the local before work. To laugh with and to cry with. But most importantly, Thomas will strengthen our resolve. Megan, you have sought and found a true gem. And I don't need to tell you this. Tommy's not just my best mate, but he's Will's, he's Mick Dyer's, he's James Sherry's, and he'll be Drew's. With the honesty of the Braithwaites and the integrity of the McAteenies, you two will bear amazing children. I'm incredibly humbled to be standing here today, in the middle of fucking nowhere. With no phone reception. Tommy, Will and I hand you over to Megan. Finish it. Please take care of him. Make sure he gets his dipping sauces when he orders at Red Rooster. His favourite takeaways are Red Rooster, KFC, Brighton China and Rotty Botty. Please keep him indoors on hot days. Anything over 26 and it unsettles him. If he wants Coca-Cola after 11 p.m. on a school night, absolutely no. Unless it's with his favourite bourbon. If he's having trouble, Will and I, falling asleep, Will and I like to rub his tummy. And please, 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 let him still come to the Orong with me and Will. Tommy, we've had a few over the years. And we may have forgot what we've done. We may have forgotten what we've said to each other, but I've never forgotten how you've made me feel. I love you, mate.